All right, let's see what this first one is. All right, red flag. Okay, so found my boyfriend stalking my exes on Instagram. Is this a red flag? Ah, hey yo, like I can't, man. Genuinely, I'm gonna be real with you guys. Some of y'all are out here doing a madness. For real though, like why? Like even just reading the title alone, it's like why? Like why? Uh, so there is no judgment from me, but at the same time, I like sometimes you read something, you're like how is this happening? But let's get back into it. So found my boyfriend stalking my exes on Instagram. Is this a red flag? I've been dating my boyfriend for about a year now, and things have been going pretty well. Congrats to you both. I'm very happy for y'all. We've had the usual ups and downs, but nothing major. I always thought we had a good level of trust between us. So what I discovered last night really threw me for a loop. We were just hanging out at my place watching a movie. He got up to grab some snacks, and his phone was sitting on the couch. I didn't mean to be nosy, but a notification popped up. And when I glanced over, I noticed it was from Instagram. I'm not proud of this, but curiosity got the best of me, so I picked up his phone to take a quick peek. What I saw made my stomach drop. His search history on Instagram was full of my ex's names, every single one I've ever mentioned to him. Some of them I haven't even spoken about in months. Oh, this is so interesting. Oh, damn. I I thought found my boyfriend stalking his exes. I just completely read that wrong. That's on me. Oh, damn. He's stalking her exes. Yo, it gets interesting now. Oh man, some of them I haven't even spoken about in months. He had been looking at their profiles, even going back to their old posts and photos. I felt so violated, like he was trying to dig into my past in a way that felt really invasive and almost obsessive. When he came back into the room, I confronted him about it right away. He looked caught off guard, but then got really defensive. He said that he was just curious about who I used to date and what kind of people I was with before him. I get that everyone has a past, but this just feels like such a breach of trust. I mean, why would he need to go so deep, and why now? Does it say wait, how long? A year now. Okay, they've been dating for about a year. I'm torn because on one hand, I feel like I'm overreacting, but on the other hand, I can't shake the feeling that this is a huge red flag. It's making me question what other boundaries he's willing to cross, or if there are other things he's been snooping around about that I don't know about yet. I haven't really been able to talk to anybody about this because I'm embarrassed and confused. Am I right to feel this upset? How do I even begin to deal with this? I don't want to overthink it, but I also don't want to just brush it off. I don't want to brush it off. If it's a sign of something deeper. Any advice would be appreciated. Look, I'm just gonna give my 2 cents. I'm just gonna share it. Oh, I'll be honest. This isn't even that bad. Like, as I really thought it was gonna get darker. I thought it was gonna be something weird or whatever it may be. And so I get why she's trying to say like, oh, I don't want to make this a big deal if it's not that big of a deal. But at the same time, like, I'm just gonna assume it's a she. She has every right. Does it even say a name? It sounds like a female name, so I'm just gonna go with she. But again, maybe I'll just say, okay, all right, let's just go with she. All right, you know. Anywho, so right, so basically, when it comes to this situation, all right, I feel like they have every right to be fully just, confused, shocked. I mean, at the end of the day, it's super weird. Imagine going on somebody's phone, which again, she did something wrong in the first place, and she's got to acknowledge that she straight up just looked through his phone. Like that's again, I feel like people shouldn't have anything to hide, but at the same time, like you gotta ask. You gotta just, eh, like why? Like why do you need to go and snoop through somebody's phone? You gotta have that trust. But maybe dating right now is one of those things that, for people, you gotta check and you gotta make sure you're doing your due diligence. Because again, how would she have ever known otherwise? But like realistically speaking, you know, and again, it sounds like it's a guy that she's dating, but it sounds like look, guys, some guys can get insecure. Some guys can be, super insecure and they, or maybe he's genuinely honest about being insecure about what he actually, or not insecure. He's maybe just curious about, who she was with and her past, a little bit of, what they're doing. I mean, everyone has those moments where they're kind of just like, all right, like what's everyone in the past doing? You kind of just go and you search in a name, I'll be honest, I've done it before. Like I've searched up someone from my past name before and been like, all right, cool. All right, that's what they're doing. And a lot of times nothing pops up and I'm like, all right, like that much time's gone by. I hope everyone the best, but like again, sometimes it's just like curiosity, killed the cat type vibe. Hope no cats were harmed in the making of this video. Shout out to the cats out there. Um, but genuinely though, I don't think that she has anything to be super concerned about unless she's concerned about whether insecure guys is something that she can't handle. Like there's some guys out there who literally couldn't care. Shout out to those dudes. I think we should all aspire to not really caring and being insecure about, who we're with or if we're enough, because at the end of the day, as long as you're enough, that's all that really matters. You can't always be perfect for everybody. That's just not how the world works. I mean, maybe, but at least in my experience, that's just not how it works. So I feel like, and again, if I'm going in a roundabout way to say that, or like, I'm not trying to negate her feelings, is what I'm trying to say right now. Is that I don't feel like it's wrong for her to feel, confused and feel a little bit shocked and feel like, all right, this a red flag? Because again, it could be a red flag if she doesn't want to be with somebody who's potentially insecure, because more than likely he is insecure. Again, he could be telling the truth and he could be saying, honestly, I just was curious. And you have to take him at face value because, unless you start doubting everything he says now you've just built a relationship, or you're continuing the relationship off of a huge area of negativity and, a lack of trust. And any relationship is based off of, in my opinion, communication and trust. Anyone, forget about, somebody who's your significant other. Like genuinely, it should be based off of your actual, you know, just yeah, love, trust, communication. Like those are huge for anybody, your parents or your siblings or people you work with. I mean, you don't have to love the people you work with, but again, like communication, trust, all that's important.